It's always a bit hard to know when to review a game without an embargo, especially one where you can't just beat the campaign and move on, you must pillage and raid the endgame for loot. But at this point in Outriders, I've done every quest and sidequest on my Trickster and have run a bunch of endgame expedition challenges. I've nearly completed the game again on my Technomancer. And I'm a ways into a Pyromancer run on PC instead of Xbox. So yeah, I've been playing Outriders a lot. I wrote an article before Outriders was released wondering if the game could be, the one, a rare looter that gets things right at launch, rather than needing to wait for endless patches and buffs and full-on expansions to get where it needs to be. Games like Diablo 3 and Destiny 1 and 2 needed that full year. Others like Anthem and perhaps Marvel's Avengers may never get there at all. A while back it looked like Outriders, what appeared to be a relatively generic sci-fi IP trying to capitalize on the looter craze, would probably fail. But over the months leading up to launch, smart marketing showing the depth of the gearing and skill builds, and a free demo showed off how fun gameplay could be. Minds started to be changed, including my own. Here at full release? I am deeply impressed with the final product Outriders has produced. I am, above all else, a looter player, and have either dabbled in or become obsessed with pretty much every game in this genre at one point or another. And Outriders stands out as a significant, extremely good entry in a genre where it's easy to screw things up. Outriders is the most literal interpretation of Diablo with guns in history, even more so than the original series that tried that, Borderlands. The game is structured with small, somewhat linear levels. You are free to mix and match skills with skill modifiers on armor, a stand-in for gems, runes. There is set gear that combines for powerful effects. The air endgame, rift runs, expeditions, where you'll farm the best gear once you've beaten the main story. What works the most about Outriders is how its gear systems intersect with gameplay. I went through a period where I was skeptical about Outriders' reliance on essentially two encounter types. A room full of human enemies behind cover, and a room full of monster enemies swarming you in empty space. And really, that's true through the entire game, but what changes is how you deal with them. I have never been more impressed with a game's combination of gears and skills than I have been with what I've seen with Outriders here. The freedom to gear up not just in the endgame, but even by level 10 or so with blue gear opens up the possibility to freely switch between builds, all of them fun, using various skills and mods that transform them. There simply are no bad classes in Outriders. Whatever class you might think is bad early on in the game, you just haven't put enough time into yet.